I think throughout what's been one of the strangest years that any of us will ever hopefully experience, it's been a great benefit to our organisation to be part of SafetyOn. I think the strength of the industry working together, proactively addressing issues and taking up strong leadership with so much uncertainty has been invaluable for us. It's given us the guidance to work with more certainty across all our sites, continue working safely and actually deliver and continue to deliver critical services during a really difficult period. So that benefit and that bringing the industry together has been absolutely tremendous, and it's been a pleasure to be part of it. We share the same issues, we share the same sites, and by sharing, we really make a safer environment for everybody. We're all in this together, and all our interests are best served by being safe together.
My name's Ricky Guy. I just want to talk today about Tier 2 membership, what I think the benefits are, how we can move things forward. I suppose the most important part of today is to try and grow the members of Tier 2. Whilst we do have a fair few members, there's a number of names that I see that are missing from the list, which I would consider would be good contenders for joining at Tier 2 level. So you can just move on to the next slide, please, Bella. Yeah, as you can see, some of you may already know this, some of you might not. SafetyOn is divided into two tiers. So you have Tier 1, which is the large owners, operators, O&M service providers, etc., who have over 200 megawatts installed capacity, portfolio, etc. But the main focus, I suppose, where I fit in is the Tier 2. And I think it was last year, I asked a question in the stakeholder engagement, how many Tier 2 members were represented in the room, and it was very limited amount of people there. So we really need to grow the Tier 2, both the membership and the participation of Tier 2 members. If you can put on to the next slide, please. Yeah, you can see there, there is quite a few members of Tier 2, but there is, as I say, a lot of people, a lot of companies, that I consider would be missing from there. Tier 2 is all about engagement. You probably only get what you put in to the organisation, and as Tier 2 members, we want to get the most out of it. But it is a two-way street, and we need the expertise that's out in the field to feed back in to the group. So I would encourage you to have a look at Tier 2. Those of you who are in the audience who fit into that category, have a good look at the website, the categories, and some of the stuff we're doing. It really is beneficial. As Lindsay said at the start, SafetyOn was born out of probably an admittable lack of industry or lack of leadership, health and safety leadership within the industry. And following on from that, Tier 1 SafetyOn was formed, and following that, obviously Tier 2. And the benefit of Tier 2 is there's actually it's a lot smaller fees per year, which will probably please most people. But there's also an expectation that comes along with that fee. It's because it's so small, we expect feedback from the group and people to be engaged at the Tier 2 level. If you could put on the next slide there, please, Madam. So some of the benefits: if you're a Tier 2 member, you have access to SharePoint, which is available through Microsoft Office. It gives you the status of all the individual work streams. So there's a variety of work streams that are ongoing that Tier 2 members contribute to, and we actually need more of you to join in and commit some of your time to try and feed in. As I said before, Tier 2 guys we have the expertise to feed into the groups, and we know some of the pitfalls and probably been involved in some incidents over the course of our careers. So it's always good to feed back into the organisation and to improve things. It gives you stakeholder reviews on the SharePoint. You can have relevant events there. It gives you notice of those. There's logos for downloads and marketing material. There's also a feedback mechanism as well. It's very important. Lindsay also said at the start, this isn't a talking shop, so we need feedback from you guys. So in the chat box and Q&A session later on, we would encourage you to ask the questions and to challenge the SafetyOn organisation, so that we're looking at the right things and we can provide appropriate guidance for those topics. As I said at the start, Tier 2 is still underrepresented. So get in touch with myself or one of the other SafetyOn people if you think Tier 2 would be of benefit. I definitely think it's of benefit for us as farms. I mean, the access to the health and safety guidance documentation has been good. Fellow members, we can tap into knowledge, and it's also a good networking platform as well for some businesses who may be new to the industry. It also has the added benefit that DHSE are involved with the group, so that's also of benefit. I suppose that's, at the minute, the work streams that we're working on is traffic management, as Michelle spoke about. I won't labour the fact, but we are looking at a traffic management work stream at the minute, so I'm feeding into that myself and from a Tier 2 point of view, so we should get some good guidance developed from that. In the Q&A, guys, Tier 2, we want to know what direction you think we should go in. What topics do you think we should look at? What are the risk areas for you and your organisation? So, as I said, I encourage you to feedback in the Q&A session later on or in the chat box, and I'm sure we'll capture the questions that you have. That's probably about all I have to say. If you move on to the next slide there, I think I'll hand you back over to David. As I said, emphasise that if you are interested in joining Tier 2, my contact details are available from the group, so feel free to get in touch.